Moving on now, we're shifting our focus to the Silicon City of India that has been facing the wrath of rains over the past few days. The persistent downpour has not only thrown normal life out of gear, but has also exposed the infrastructural challenges from potholes to waterlogged roads, from inundation in the low-lying areas to public transport being affected. And several areas in Bengaluru are bearing the brunt of the rain fury. These are some visuals where you can see how people are struggling. Water has entered the homes of people, some people trying to make their way through knee-deep water. And then you see the pothole menace in one of the videos shot by an actor. Commuters struggling to find actually the road which is completely submerged. Here in this particular visual that is coming in from Varthur, a differently abled woman fell into the pothole, and in this visual you can see that the residents have gathered. They are trying to communicate with the civic officials, saying that nobody is listening to their grievances. So these visuals explain what's happening in Silicon City, one of the most developed city. And with severe rains last evening, the situation has turned from bad to worse. Several houses have been inundated, leaving many people stranded. Times Now spoke to Karnataka Minister Krishna Baire Gowda, who was inspecting the affected areas.
This flooding is happening because of a cloud burst that happened near Vidyaranyapura and Yalanka area. Okay. So the cloud burst, generated enormous rainwater, and this lake, which has not filled up in the last 17 years, is now discharging after a period of 17 years. So we are watching for the water level to recede in the Dodbom-Chandra lake. In the meantime, we have installed pumps here with the help of Fire and Emergency, BBMP, and the pumps are pumping out water into the drains, and the drains are still able to carry the water.
In another rain-related incident, a differently abled woman fell into a rain-water-filled pothole in Varthur. We're playing out those visuals as well. This is the plight of Bengaluru after heavy rains lashed the city. And in one of the visuals, we'll play that out again for you. A differently abled woman, in fact, fell into a pothole. The woman reportedly lost balance while riding a scooter and lost her balance while trying to avoid a pothole on the road. This has triggered a political war of words, with the BJP slamming the Congress-led Karnataka government.
A shocking video has emerged where a physically challenged woman fell into a crater-sized pothole in Varthur. This is the reality of the Congress model in Karnataka. Congress model in Karnataka is loot, jhoot and scoot. One rain and the entire city is filled. One rain, the potholes are there. One rain, the civic infrastructure comes crumbling down because there's no money left to spend on this. Everything is going towards the crackpot guarantees of Rahul Gandhi. And scoot away from the responsibility.
With schools and colleges reopening today, students had a tough time wading through waist-high water. Times Now spoke to a student who was on her way to her college to attend exams.
Here in Bengaluru's Tata Nagar circle, the situation has gotten very worse after the heavy rainfalls that came in last evening. You can see this entire area at this point in time flooded. But right now you can see the struggle for the people who are living in and around. Many of the people who are living in the ground floor have had to evacuate overnight. Some of them who had to stay back. Right now you can see them struggling and wading through, water that was almost near the hip level. As they, of course, approach the main road, the water levels have receded. Let me speak to them, find out how problematic it was. So from where are you coming? How bad is the situation there?
Sir, my house is here only.
Okay.
So first main road.
Okay.
So almost 3.5 feet water.
And you as well, are you going to work? Are you going to college?
College.
Okay, and there is water. You are on the ground floor there?
Yeah, no, we live in first floor, but full parking area is completely flooded.
Okay, how difficult was it for you to walk from there?
Very difficult, I'm
Today is exam, internals is
You have an exam, and that's the reason you had to get out of the
Yes.
Well, I wish you the best of luck for your exam. I'm really sorry for the situation. Let's hope it's fixed as soon as possible. Well, she has an exam today. She was forced to, of course, make her way out, though there is so much of water. You can see another individual there. Up to the hip level, there is water, of course. He's struggling to come out. And for some people, they have to get to work. Some of them have to get to college. Today, there has been no announcement as far as a holiday is concerned from the government in colleges or schools.
Heavy rains have left several stranded in the city. NDRF and fire and emergency service personnel have been pressed into service to help the affected civilians. Here in the visuals behind me in the big screen, you can see how the rescue operations currently are underway, trying to provide help to individuals who've been affected. Inflatable boats have been pressed into service to rescue those who were stuck.
It would be very difficult for one to imagine that this would be the site in the Silicon Valley or the Silicon City of India, Bengaluru. We are in Tata Nagar and multiple areas around this region, especially North Bengaluru, flooded. Right now you're looking at the fire officials who are using an inflatable boat, going into the residential areas, helping people who want to come out. Many of them want to go to school, many of them want to go to their offices, but there is, because as you go deeper into this, there is water up to the hip level or even beyond. Multiple vehicles have been completely damaged. ಎಷ್ಟು ನೀರಿದೆ ಒಳಗಡೆ? Can you tell us? I'll speak to the officer, sir. ಒಳಗಡೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ನೀರಿದೆ? ಎಷ್ಟಿದೆ ನೀರು?
ಸರ್ 8 ಅಡಿ 10 ಅಡಿ ನೀರಿದೆ ಸರ್ ಮೇಲೆ. 8 ಅಡಿ 10 ಅಡಿ ನೀರಿದೆ.
8 ಫೀಟ್ ಇದೆ. ತುಂಬಾ ಜನ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಫ್ಲೋರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ.
ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಫ್ಲೋರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಜನ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಜನಗಳಿಗೆ ಏನು ತೊಂದರೆ ಇಲ್ಲ. ನಾವು ರೆಸ್ಕ್ಯೂ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೀವಿ.
ಓಕೆ. ಏನಾದ್ರೆ ಸಪ್ಲೈಸ್ ಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ಹೋಗಿ ಕೊಡ್ತೀರಾ? The fire department officials are saying we are ready to give them any supplies. There's about 8 feet of water at least in some of the areas that they just visited and came back. They're all taking refuge in the first floor. Some of them left their houses last night, went to their relatives' home as well.
As Bengaluru reels under heavy rains, Deputy Chief Minister has responded. This is his first response on crisis management. DK Shivakumars says NDRF and SDRF teams have been deployed and several families have been relocated. So the Deputy Chief Minister is not responding to the crumbling infrastructure, but rather is focusing at the moment on the help that is being provided to people who have been impacted.
ನಾನೇ ನೋಡಿ ಮುಗಿಸಿದ್ದೀನಿ, ನಾನೇ ತೆಗೆದಾಕೊಂಡು ಆಫೀಸರ್ಸ್ಗೆ ನಾನು ಎಂಬ್ರೆಸ್ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕೆ ಇಷ್ಟ ಇಲ್ಲ. ನಾಳೆ 24 hours 48 hours ಇಂದ ಫೀಲ್ಡಲ್ಲಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಕೆಲವು ಕಡೆ ಎಲ್ಲ 300% ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸ್ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಈಗಾಗಲೇ ನಮ್ಮ ಆಫೀಸರ್ಸು ಬಂದು ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಇದು ರಿಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಎಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲಿ ಏನೇನಾಗಿದೆ ಅಂತ. ನಾವು ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಗೈಡೆನ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ, ಕೆಲವೆಲ್ಲ ಶಿಫ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಡಿ ಅಂತ. 5 SDRF NDRF ಟೀಮು ಈಗಾಗಲೇ ಡೆಪ್ಲಾಯ್ ಆಗಿ ಕೆಲಸ ನಡೀತಾ ಇದೆ.
With that, we're slipping into a very short break. News and updates will continue. Stay on with us.